Spoiler alert!
A few days ago, I went to see Wicked, Part 1. I was going into this movie pretty blind. I've listened to the Spotify soundtrack a little bit, but even just listening to the songs, it doesn't give you that much of a clear picture of the story. I've also never seen Wizard of Oz.
What?
So I did not know what to expect from this movie. It had a lot of hype surrounding it, 90 pluses on Rotten Tomatoes, a lot of good reviews, so I was expecting a lot, and it delivered.
Somewhat.
The runtime did scare me a little bit. I'm pretty sure it's over 2.5 hours, and the Broadway musical is only around that time, but this is part 1, so this is only the first act, meaning they took something that was probably an hour and a half into 2.5 hours, and that's...
Ooh, that's tough.
But when I was watching the movie, it didn't feel like a 2.5 hour movie. It never dragged one bit. It felt like a pretty complete story with a cliffhanger, which is what you want from a part 1 of a 2-part series. Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande were great leads, fantastic. I think Cynthia Erivo stole the show. Her singing and vocal range was stunning. And when they said that it was going to be live, on-set recordings, that scared me a little bit, but they both sounded fantastic. I know some people were complaining about the Defying Gravity and the auto-tune. But it sounded fine to me. Jonathan Bailey was also a surprising highlight. He made scenes. Every single scene he was in was just fun, and he had massive charisma. You know what? He'd be a perfect Flynn Rider in a live-action remake of Tangled. With that being said, Dancing Through Life, one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
And it is just a solid story about a girl trying to fit in who has this special power, and finally people realize that she's more than just this green, as they call, monster. If the 2.5 hour runtime scares you,
Don't be afraid.
the movie immerses you into the world of Oz. All things considered, I think I've seen better musicals before. I enjoyed La La Land more than this. I've enjoyed other musicals more than this. But it was a very solid adaptation. And if you love musicals, and even if you don't, I'm sure you'll enjoy Wicked.
Part 1.